Okay, this video is going to teach you the 3 hand building techniques: pinch, coil, and slab. We're going to start with pinch. These are the techniques that you can use to make any vessel out of clay. So the technique of pinch is where you start with a small amount of clay, kind of in a circle or a sphere shape, and you are going to, I'm going to make this into a pinch pot, but the general technique of pinch is just taking a certain amount of clay and forming it with your fingers into a new shape. So I'm going to take and make this into a pinch pot. So I dropped my thumbs into it, and then what I'm going to do is use my fingers and pinch and pull the clay up. So I'm holding this in my hand, but you could certainly rest it on the table and start to pull the clay up. The goal with a pinch pot is to get an even thickness on all of the walls. This isn't a fast process. It takes time. Okay, so I've got the start of a pinch pot here. So I could do a couple of things. See how this edge is a little rough. I could use a knife and I could trim that if I wanted to, okay? I also could take a rib tool, a smooth rib tool, and I could smooth out the sides if I wanted this a little smoother. I also could take the back of a wooden spoon and kind of paddle it if I wanted the sides a little bit smoother. I also could take one of my sponges. It's an elephant ear sponge. Use that to smooth up the sides. Obviously this needs a lot more work, but it's just the beginning steps here for this project. So that's pinch. Put that one aside. We'll go to coil. So coils are snakes of clay. So you start with some clay again. Just a little up. And I'm going to roll this into a snake of clay. I'm using my whole hand. Okay, so coils, this is a coil, and you can use it lots of different ways. I could take and add a coil to the top of my pinch pot. Of course, I would slip and score in order to add that on. I could take and take my coil and coil it up on itself like this, and then I could start to make a vessel from here. Now I'm just showing you these techniques. I am not slipping and scoring, which is a necessary part of building with clay. So I need to slip and score to attach this together. I'm just showing you some quick ideas. You also can take coils and make them a little bit bigger. And then you can take a rolling pin, or in this case I'm using a brayer, and you can flatten them. And you can use flattened coils to also make walls or to build up on vessels to make this a little bit taller. You could add texture to these, so you could carve into them if you wanted with some of the carving tools. Or you can leave it plain. Okay, so that's coil. And then our last technique is slab. So slab is, you take a piece of clay, and I'm going to use my rolling pin this time, and I'm going to roll it flat. I always say slab is like if you're making cookies or like sugar cookies or gingerbread cookies, you know how you roll your dough out? So this is the same thing, except you roll your clay out. I'm using my rolling pin. It's not too thick, it's not too thin. So this slab can turn into a lot of different things. It can be a base for something, so I could decide what shape I wanted this to be. Maybe I want it to be circular, and I could cut this out, and that could be the foundation or the base of my vessel. Okay, so like I could then take this and then I could build up, you know, maybe I use coils to build up. Maybe I use Maybe I use other slabs to build this up. Okay, so that's the start. Slabs can also be cut into shapes like this. You know, you can have these form almost like walls. So I could attach this onto here to create like a wall of some sort. Okay, I added some texture to this one. I took this lace doily and I laid it down, and then I rolled some texture right into there to create some more interest, so I could use this to create parts of my vessel as well. All right, good luck. You can combine all of these techniques, so pinch, coil, and slab.